Gemini, a cycle is coming to an end. Prepare for a necessary goodbye. Gemini, what if I told you that the part of you clinging to what once was is not fear, but memory? And that memory, sacred as it is, may no longer be your truth? You, child of air and dual light, have been sensing the shift before words could capture it. The texts you once read no longer resonate. The people whose voices echoed in your mind are now strangely silent. And in the quiet, something ancient is calling. June is not just another month for you. It is a mirror reflecting who you've been and who you are now becoming. As Mercury, your celestial guide, begins to dance through new orbits, your inner voice grows louder than the noise of the world. What's ending is not punishment. It's permission. Permission to evolve. This is Esoteric Wisdom, where we walk together through the unseen and honor the sacred wisdom hidden in change. If this message has already stirred something deep within you, take a moment now to like, comment, and subscribe. Let the journey find you where you are, because Gemini, you're not here to stay the same. You're here to fly beyond what you once thought was home. Chapter 1. The Whisper of the Vanishing Door. Not all goodbyes arrive with grand closure. Some slip into our lives like fog rolling in through a quiet valley. Soft, unspoken, but irreversible. Gemini, the first days of June bring this kind of silence. You may not hear the final word or see the symbolic closing of a door, but you'll feel it. In the way your chest tightens when you revisit old places. In the emotional distance growing between you and someone you once called home. There's a sacred truth here. Not all things end in chaos. Some end in stillness. As Mercury begins its journey through your solar 12th house, the house of endings, dreams, and the subconscious, you are being invited to grieve what never quite had a beginning, but must now have an end. Perhaps it's a dream you've carried for too long, a relationship you've tried to fix with words, a version of yourself that no longer fits your spirit. Let go, not with blame, not with bitterness, but with reverence. The Gemini mind is brilliant, adaptive, curious, but your greatest challenge is not change, it's stillness. Now, the universe calls you to stop searching for the next thing and turn inward, to honor what is fading, even if it never shouted goodbye. You may feel restless. You may reach for distractions. But I urge you, sweet Gemini, sit with the discomfort. Light a candle. Speak aloud the names of what you're releasing. Give them a ceremony, even if only in thought. When you create sacred space for endings, you make room for sacred beginnings. And if tears come, let them. They are holy waters washing away the dust of identities you no longer need. Remember, you are not just shedding the old. You are preparing for the arrival of the truest version of yourself. So, I ask you gently, what are you still carrying that is already trying to leave you in peace? Chapter 2. The Sacred Weight of Silence. Gemini, you are ruled by Mercury, the messenger, the eternal communicator. Your mind is rarely still. You process the world through words, ideas, movement, and exchange. But in this chapter of your soul's journey, silence is not absence. It is a teacher. And it is asking to be heard. June carries with it an unusual energetic frequency, like a room where someone important just left and you're still catching your breath. Conversations that once flowed freely, now and mid-sentence. People you relied on may grow distant. It can feel like abandonment. But Gemini, it is not rejection. It is redirection. Spirit is guiding you inward. This is the great paradox for your sign. You who thrive on duality and external input are now being pulled into the one conversation that truly matters, the one with your higher self. Pluto casts long shadows this month from your 9th house of belief and higher knowing. What you thought you believed may crumble, not out of failure, but because you've outgrown it. Gemini, some truths are like childhood clothes. They fit once. They served you. But to wear them now would be to deny your growth. You may find yourself withdrawing from people and not knowing why. Feeling emotionally full, but unable to express it. It's not confusion. It's initiation. In ancient times, Initiates would enter sacred silence before receiving new names, new paths, new power.
You are in such a space now.
And so, I invite you into a simple practice. Each night, just before sleep, place a hand over your heart. Don't ask a question. Don't seek an answer. Simply listen. Let the silence speak. You might notice memories arising, not the loud, dramatic ones, but quiet moments from years ago. The first time someone made you feel invisible. A word you regret. A goodbye that wasn't said. These are emotional residues. Not to punish you, but to be seen and released. There's no rush. Silence moves on soul time. You may also begin to experience something else, a subtle retuning of your inner world. You wake with strange dreams. You begin craving different music. You long for nature, for solitude, for slower mornings. This is your soul rearranging your reality to match who you are becoming. Gemini, you've lived so much of your life through sound. Now, the silence is rewriting your story from the inside. And I ask you, when the words fall away, who are you when no one is watching? Chapter 3. The Goodbye That Sets You Free. Gemini, the winds of June carry more than whispers. They carry farewells. Not the dramatic, movie scene kind, but the gentle unraveling of something that once felt foundational. A chapter is closing, and though your mind may resist the finality of it, your soul is ready. You've likely been sensing it for some time. A relationship that once sparked joy now feels like echo. A goal that once defined you now feels weightless. A version of yourself, once vibrant, once necessary, is now quietly fading into memory. And it hurts, doesn't it? Not because of what's being lost, but because of how deeply it was once woven into your sense of identity. But Gemini, here's a truth that only the brave accept. Sometimes the most sacred thing you can do is let go. This month, Mercury, your planetary guide, forms a pivotal aspect to Saturn, the karmic teacher. It's a celestial checkpoint. You're being asked to release not just what's outdated, but what has fulfilled its purpose. That can include relationships, identities, patterns, even dreams. And yes, letting go will feel like breaking. But what's breaking isn't you. It's the illusion that you had to carry it all to be whole. You don't. Let's return to the story of Eloise, a woman born under Gemini, who spent years building her life around a partnership that gave her comfort but muted her truth. She thought stability was love. But one night, sitting alone at a diner with her favorite book, she felt something new, not loneliness, but freedom. It didn't come with fireworks, just a still knowing, I am allowed to outgrow the things I once begged for. That night, she chose to release. And within a month, a new connection entered her life, one that met her not out of need, but resonance. Gemini, that's what June offers you. Resonance over repetition. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to, not because it serves me now, but because I once prayed to have it? What do I fear will happen if I loosen my grip? And most of all, what beauty might rush in if I make space for it? This is not about abandonment. It's about alignment. Your heart knows the difference. One shrinks your light, the other expands it. Letting go is not forgetting. It is honoring what was and trusting what is trying to arrive. June is a soul season for Gemini. You're not just shedding, you're revealing. And what is revealed will not need to be forced, performed, or explained. It will simply feel like breath. So, when the door creaks open and life invites you towards something new, however small or strange or unexpected, take the first step. Even if you're afraid, even if your voice shakes, even if you're still mourning the last chapter. Because this goodbye, Gemini, is the one that sets you free. Chapter 4. The Quiet Rebirth. Gemini, have you noticed how the loudest transformations rarely lead to lasting peace? It's the quiet ones, the ones that bloom without applause, the ones that rise from stillness, that alter your life forever. After the farewell comes something equally sacred. The rebuilding. Not of what was, but of what can be, now that you're no longer pretending. Now that you're no longer performing resilience. Now that you're finally listening to the small, steady voice that says, come home to yourself. This chapter of June isn't marked by breakthroughs shouted from rooftops. It's not about sudden leaps. It's about subtle reclaims. The moment you pause at a window and realize you're breathing differently. The moment you sit with your coffee and don't check your phone. The moment you walk away, not out of anger, but clarity. That's rebirth. Under the influence of Mercury in Cancer this month, your mental realm is being washed by emotional depth. Your thoughts aren't just racing anymore. They're beginning to reflect. And in that reflection, you may see the truth you've denied, that you're allowed to be both brilliant and unsure. That curiosity doesn't mean confusion. That wanting more doesn't mean you're ungrateful. Gemini, here is your medicine. You're not here to be perfect. You're here to be present. Let's revisit Isaac, another Gemini, who for years chased one job title after another, believing success was a staircase. But this June, he did something radical. He stopped. Not out of failure, but to feel what was real. He started writing again, not for approval, but for joy. And without chasing, opportunity found him. Because when you live aligned, life begins to magnetize. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to stop betraying the parts of you that already know. So, breathe with me now. What new rhythm is trying to emerge in your life? One you've been too distracted to hear. What desire have you buried under productivity? What part of you is whispering, I miss who we used to be, before the world told us to be louder, faster, more certain? This is a holy time for you, Gemini. The rebirth is not a performance. It is a return. Return to the book that makes your soul hum. Return to the walk that slows your thinking. Return to your own voice, the one beneath all the noise. Because here's what the stars are reminding you this June. You are not what you do, or fix, or prove. You are what you love. And every time you honor what you love, even in silence, you are reborn. Chapter 5. The Vision Beyond the Veil. Gemini, do you feel it? That pull in your chest that no longer wants to settle. That sudden ache when you look at something you once tolerated and realize it no longer fits. It never did. You are standing at the edge of an invisible threshold, one that divides who you were from who you're becoming. But this isn't just about change. This is about destiny finally catching up to you. June is no longer asking for your survival. It's demanding your expansion. You've done the hard part. You've grieved silently in rooms where no one knew what you were carrying. You've smiled with a mouth that hid your exhaustion. You've mastered the art of appearing okay while quietly unraveling. But now, dear Gemini, the unraveling has purpose. Because what falls apart in June was never meant to stay. And what rises in its place is nothing short of a miracle. This is the month you begin to see.
Truly see.
Not with eyes conditioned by expectation, but with vision born from the soul. That strange sense of knowing that precedes logic. That moment where you meet a stranger and feel you've known them for lifetimes. That dream that won't leave you, even after you wake. That idea that won't shut up until you bring it to life. These are not coincidences. These are cosmic assignments. Mercury, your planetary ruler, dances now through the water signs, opening your third eye to dimensions you once dismissed as imagination. But your soul remembers. And June is your permission slip to remember, too. This month, expect the veil between worlds to thin. You may hear the song before it plays. Speak the words someone else is thinking. Wake up knowing answers to questions you never voiced. Don't doubt it. Don't rationalize it. Receive it. This is divine data. And you, Gemini, are the conduit. There is someone listening now, perhaps it's you, who has silenced their vision for years. Convinced themselves they were too scattered, too inconsistent, too much. But what if that very electricity running through your spirit was the universe's way of saying, you are the one we've been waiting for? Yes, you. The one who sees patterns in chaos. The one who feels timelines bend. The one who imagines a better world and has the courage to say it out loud. Now is not the time to shrink. Now is the time to prophesy. Write the book. Start the project. End the thing that's keeping you small. Declare the life that until now, you've only lived in dreams. June is the cosmic green light. And remember, vision doesn't mean certainty. Vision means faith. The kind of faith that knows you were made for more, even when the evidence is still catching up. So, Gemini, if the veil is lifting and your new life is forming just beyond it, will you step through? Will you walk, heart racing, hands trembling, into a reality that finally fits the truth of your soul? Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once you choose it, the entire universe will conspire to meet you there. Let June be the month you stop rehearsing and start becoming. You're not just turning the page. You're writing a new book. And this time it sounds like freedom. Epilogue. The sacred becoming.
So here you are, Gemini.
Standing at the soft edge of June, where endings dissolve into beginnings and silence begins to hum with sacred instruction. You've heard the whispers. You've felt the quickening. You've remembered what the world tried to make you forget.
You're not lost.
You are arriving. All that June asked of you was truth. All it offered you was the mirror. And in that mirror, you did not find flaws. You found light. Fragmented, perhaps. Untamed, always. But undeniably yours. This is not about becoming someone new. This is about removing everything that is not truly you. This is about honoring the original blueprint of your soul and trusting that the universe still remembers how it was drawn. Let this be your vow, that from this moment forward, you will no longer apologize for your depth. You will no longer edit your knowing. You will no longer betray your becoming to fit into smaller stories. The winds of Gemini carry more than change. They carry codes. And if you're still listening, it means you are one of the ones encoded for this awakening. Let June be your altar. Let your breath be your prayer. And let your life, finally, be your answer. If this message stirred something ancient in you, share it. Let others who are still hiding in the dark corners of their transformation know the light is here, and it's coming from them. Comment below. Share your awakening. Tell us, what are you saying goodbye to? What are you stepping into? And if this message found you at just the right time, it wasn't by accident. Subscribe to Esoteric Wisdom. Let's walk this sacred path together, one soul remembrance at a time. Now, Gemini, exhale. Your next breath begins a brand new lifetime.